Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It's Friday, the 28th of July.
Happy Friday. We hope you have wonderful indoor plans for your weekend ahead because it'll get hot again.
We had some problems during the morning commute, and we'll check in with Stephen in just a moment.
But for now, let's look out there with live cam. Sun is out, but not too hot just yet, Justin.
Not yet, but it will be. We are officially in the dog days of summer, which brings me to our trivia question. We're going to start off with a trivia question this morning. We're going to hit you with the pop quiz right out the gate. So here is the question. How did the term dog days of summer come about? Is it from an actual dog, a plant, a star, or an ancient king, or Florence and the Machine?
Yeah, thanks for throwing that in there.
What do you think?
I'll go with star.
Wide-ranging options there.
I'm definitely going to go with star too, because that just seems, I was going to go with plant, but then the plant makes no sense.
Right.
Definitely know it's not A.
Yeah.
I'm going back to C as well.
C.
Okay, you guys are good. You nailed it. It is a star.
Woohoo!
And it's the Sirius star, which is known as the dog star. So July 3rd to August 11th, 20 days prior and 20 days after the rise of Sirius, the dog star. That's where it came about. The Romans came up with the term dog days of summer. So there you go. Good work this morning, guys. That's our trivia question to start off. San Antonio, 81 right now. Heat index 85. New Braunfels, 82. Heat index is at 88. Seen some 70s still in the hill country. That changes soon, obviously. And our forecast today, 99. Good news here, so the air is going to be fairly dry during the afternoon. So our heat index is only going to tack on a degree or two. It'll feel like 100. Still hot, yes, but not as bad as it could be. More heat headed our way next week. In fact, temperatures crank up some, and a lot of the country is going to be dealing with some big-time heat. We're going to look at that coming up in just a few minutes. Let's go over to Stephen now and check in on those roadways.
Well, Florence and the Machine, also a star, and the song that I was referencing, Dog Days Are Over. Clearly, that is not the case this summer.
You're right.
All right. Well, you know what else is not over? This closure right behind me, guys. 10 at Callahan. This is heading westbound. I've been talking about this for the last few days. And remember, this is the area where we saw a water main break that occurred late Sunday night. And we still have crews out there working to repair a 16-inch pipe. And according to the information we received from SAWS via email, is that the heat and the dry air out there likely caused some sort of shift there in the ground, which is why we had the water main break. Again, this is heading westbound along I-10, and crews are still out there working to repave some of the roadways. They plan on reopening that sometime later today, but no word yet on the exact time. And as soon as that reopens, we'll send that push notification out to you. But right now, we're not seeing a delay if you're heading westbound 561. This is right near Medical Drive, Wurzbach Road. And again, no problems there, but just give crews plenty of room. And if you have to exit, make sure to do that early. Still some road work taking place in and around our area. And if you travel through Loop 1604, you know about this North Expansion project. We have bridge demolition that's going to ramp up later tonight. It's going to take us all the way to the start of the new month, August. That work starts around 9 in the evening, should finish at 5 in the morning. We'll see a westbound main lane full closure. That's from the Blanco Road exit ramp to the Blanco Road entrance ramp. And again, this is a full weekend closure, so it's going to impact some people's commute. Scan this QR code. There's a lot happening this weekend and into the early days of August. Know what to expect before you have to hit the roads, and watch out for those crews that are working to beat the heat and make sure your roadways are nice and smooth. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio police investigating a drive-by shooting on the city's northeast side. It happened around midnight at an apartment complex in the 8,000 block of Mid-Crown Drive. Police say the victim, a man in his 20s, was taken to the hospital after he was shot in the arm. Investigators also found bullet casings in front of the apartments. So far, police say witnesses are not cooperating, and the shooting suspects got away in a blue car.
A shooting involving 4 suspects near the pool area of an apartment complex left a 6-year-old child and a man in the hospital. San Antonio police say that incident happened just before 8 p.m. last night in the 5800 block of Medina Base Road on the southwest side. The child was inside the pool area and the 23-year-old man was outside of the pool area fencing when they were both hit by gunfire. The victims are not related, and they were both hit in their lower legs. Now, their injuries are not life-threatening, but they were taken to the hospital. 4 suspects took off from the scene in a red Mercedes with tinted windows and silver lining on it.
There is other news today.
Let's look at today's 9 at 9.
A man is behind bars in connection with a murder from last month. San Antonio police say 35-year-old Eloy Hernandez was arguing with 24-year-old Seth Garcia on the night of June 7th when Garcia pulled out a gun and shot him in the chest in the 1800 block of West Laurel, west of downtown. Hernandez was taken to a hospital and later died. Police say surveillance video and a tip from Crime Stoppers helped them track down Garcia.
A hearing resumes today in a Michigan courtroom for Ethan Crumbley, the 17-year-old boy who killed 4 people inside his high school in 2021. A judge is hearing arguments over whether Crumbley should spend the rest of his life in prison. He has pleaded guilty to murder, terrorism, and other crimes. However, a no parole sentence for minors isn't automatic after a series of decisions by the U.S. Supreme Court and Michigan's top court.
There are 2 new charges against former President Trump in the special counsel's probe into his alleged mishandling of classified records and alleged efforts to block the government's attempts to get them back. This says he also faces another potential indictment and a separate investigation into his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election. In response, Trump has accused the Justice Department of harassment and has denied any wrongdoing.
A New Jersey woman is accused of posing as a doctor treating patients and prescribing medicine without a medical license. Police arrested 62-year-old Maria McBurney on Wednesday. Prosecutors say she treated patients from March of 2022 to June of this year. McBurney used the name of a family member who does have an active medical license. The medical facility has an automated voice message saying the office is permanently closed.
A new study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine shows exercises like wall squats and planks may be the best for lowering blood pressure. These exercises engage muscles without movement and can be done with or without weights. Authors said more research is needed to figure out why these exercises might be better at lowering blood pressure than other types of training.
The FDA has issued warning letters to several e-cigarette distributors accused of selling and distributing unauthorized products that appeal to minors. Regulators allege that the companies have distributed products that do not have marketing authorization in violation of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. New tobacco products must receive marketing authorization from the FDA before they can be sold.
Ford is changing tactics, slowing its ramp-up of electric cars in favor of commercial vehicles. The automaker is also planning to quadruple sales of gas-electric hybrids over the next 5 years. The company now boosting its overall profit forecast, but also predicting a loss on its Model E unit, saying the hitch in selling EVs is not consumer interest, but high prices.
And it looks like more people are using their vacation time. According to new Labor Department data, a greater number took off work during the first half of 2023 than they did before the pandemic. Many executives say they're also taking longer getaways, and some U.S. companies are encouraging employees to take more time off this summer, sometimes giving them no choice.
The Mega Millions jackpot grows to an estimated $910 million with the cash option of just over $464 million. If won, this would be the 5th largest jackpot in Mega Millions history. While there was no winner from the last drawing, one person from Texas matched all 5 numbers and the Megaplier to win $4 million. The next big drawing is tonight, and that's today's 9 at 9. Police in Seguin are looking for a man who they say left 3 mentally disabled people inside a hot car.
Camelia Juarez tells us why the man responsible for their well-being is nowhere to be found and why he may not have a job to come home to.
We haven't had any calls to this extent.
When police arrived, a man was walking around the Stratton Oak apartments asking for water, and 2 other men, one wearing a winter coat, was sweating inside a car with the windows slightly opened. Temperatures in the triple digits.
The 3 of them all had mental disabilities, and he was, responsible for their well-being.
Corey Gill, an on-duty caregiver, is accused of putting them all in danger.
One was complaining of chest pain. They checked him out. Everyone was okay. We got them water and everything.
He's now charged with 3 counts of deadly conduct. Police say it's unclear why he parked at the apartment complex. Gill told police the men were in the car for 20 minutes.
They just didn't really have the capacity that they would have thought, okay, it's hot, I'm stuck in this car, let me, step out of the car.
Seguin police say If you see something, say something.
If something doesn't look right, if it looks suspicious, looks like someone may be hurt, or like they're not being treated right, like in this case, to give us a call. We'd much rather come out and it be just a misunderstanding.
Seguin police say Gill is suspended from his place of work after an Adult Protective Service investigation was launched.
If you have any information about Gill's whereabouts, call the Guadalupe County Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-800-403-TIPS, and your tips can remain anonymous. Camalia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Days after the Uvalde City Council approved a special election for the mayoral seat, Kimberly Rubio is joining the race. Rubio lost her daughter Lexi in the Robb Elementary School shooting in May 2022. Since then, she has become a gun violence prevention advocate, traveling to our state and nation's capital, rallying for change. Rubio is also president of the nonprofit Lives Robbed, which was started in the wake of the Robb shooting. She tells us ever since she lost her daughter, she wants to bring change to Uvalde.
I've been very vocal about the fact that I had plans to move, and then especially after the events of May 24th. But ultimately, I decided to stay in Uvalde and stay with Lexi and be part of the change that this community needs and deserves.
The current Uvalde mayor, Don McLaughlin, announced he is running for the Texas House of Representatives District 80 seat. The special election is happening on November 7th.
San Antonio Mayor Ron Nierberg joining President Joe Biden to announce new federal actions to protect workers and communities dealing with the extreme heat this summer. Nierberg and the president were also joined by the mayor of Phoenix, Arizona, another city experiencing record-breaking heat. The president announced he's asking the Labor Department to issue the first ever hazard alert for heat and ramp up protections for workers, something Mayor Nierberg says San Antonio is already doing.
We're going to do everything possible to protect our most vulnerable workers, especially those outdoor workers, for basic things like being able to access water breaks.
The federal government also unveiled a new website. It's called heat.gov. You can go there to get information on how to cope with the heat waves and other hot weather problems. Right now, 9:09, 82 degrees, still ahead on GMSA at 9.
He's known for his work as a civil rights activist. Starting this spring, the Alamo Colleges district is honoring Cesar Chavez in a special way. Coming up, we're going to tell you why this move is so important. Plus,
here at Area 21, local students are participating in unique cybersecurity experiences. The different hands-on projects and activities they're doing this summer, next.
This summer, the next generation of cybersecurity professionals attended a camp at the San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology, Area 21, where they explored cybersecurity careers and topics.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live with what students learned at the Air Force Association Cyber Patriot Camp and the message from leaders in the fields of cybersecurity shared with the students. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning, Mark and Stephanie. What a cool experience. What a cool summer camp, right? This is for middle and high school students. About 20 of them from our area participated. We have two special guests with us this morning. We have STEM educator Alyssa and Sydney, a sophomore at Brandeis High School. Good morning to both of you. Good morning. Tell me a little bit about this summer camp first.
Okay, so Cyber Patriot is a national youth cyber education program created by the Air and Space Force Association. It was designed to inspire students K through 12 in achieving careers in STEM disciplines. We have actually gone over, or the students have learned about securing virtual networks through virtualization, commands through command lines. They've also had the opportunity to speak with guest speakers in cybersecurity professions, and they were able to learn how to decipher code. It's a great opportunity for the students because they do receive real-world hands-on training, and here at SAMSAT, they are able to familiarize themselves with a security operations center environment.
Tell me, Sydney, how has this environment been for you this summer camp? How cool is it?
It's fun. We've learned about cybersecurity and how it works. We've learned the different operating systems, and we've learned about online safety, which is very important for our generation today.
Are you inspired?
Yes, I'm inspired to learn more about STEM, and I look forward to seeing how our generation impacts STEM professions.
Maybe a message to other young girls that are wanting to join this industry. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to like keep going and like don't like don't I don't know.
Don't stop. Just keep
like,
going.
Yeah, just keep going. Take every opportunity and continue to like thrive, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, there's a lot of industry leaders that want to participate. There's some that did this summer. Tell me about that.
Yes, we did have several guest speakers throughout the camp. We had the 16th Air Force. We had members from industry and academia. They all provided career advice and internship certification opportunities and all the free resources that are out there today. So y'all should join this program. It's awesome. And then also to come out and come out and visit SAMSAT and take a look at all the resources that are here. It's free, so come and join us.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. We're going to talk more about those resources coming up on the noon show, and we'll send it back to you for now.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Time for a look at the Weather Authority forecast.
Yeah, this splooting thing's getting a little out of hand, right? We've had so many splooting pictures. This is a new one. We saw the Tyrannosaurus Rex splooting in front of the Woody, but now it appears it's happened to KSAT.
It has happened. He's called Splutosaurus Rex.
This is so funny.
And I'm told you will find him on YouTube as well.
Okay.
You know,
an inside source.
Interesting though, Justin, the place where this T-Rex is splooting, there is actually no shade.
Oh, there isn't.
There is none. Which explains, man, okay.
So that's Splutosaurus on Sear.
Exactly. And I have a feeling we're going to see some more Splutosaurus Rex around town. So there you go. Thank you for our KSAT Connect pictures. Let me show you some of the excessive heat warnings and heat advisories we have across the country. Notice they're not really around Texas. We know it's hot here. We don't need the advisories to tell us that. But as you get up to the north and east, this is where the heat's starting to kick in for these folks. So Washington, D.C., New York City, you've got excessive heat warnings in parts of Iowa and Kansas. So a lot of the United States is going to really heat up today. Here's a look at some of the high temperatures. Washington, D.C., 100. Keep in mind, though, that their heat index is going to be somewhere around 108, 109. We know what that feels like. They'll actually be a little hotter than us today. New York City, 95, but their heat index will be up there as well. And then we've got heat up and down the plains. Phoenix, you got the dry heat there, but it's 116. Another day spent above 110 there. For us, we're forecasting 99. Not bad, right? It's all due to our ridges of high pressure, and I say ridges plural because we've got two of them now. It's one of the reasons we're getting the heat on the East Coast too. So it's just kind of spreading across a large portion of the country, this heat wave. There will be some severe weather, I think, up around Chicago, Des Moines, Sioux Falls, Milwaukee. That's kind of the corridor there where there certainly could be some storms today, but that's all well north of us. As we go outside for you, 81 in San Antonio right now, 81 at Stinson, 81 Kelly, 80 at Randolph. We got a light southeasterly breeze, clear skies, and the dew point trend today, just like the last couple days, it's humid early. We get the heat indices jumping up right around noontime, but by the afternoon, the dew points are low enough to where we don't really have a heat index, and that's what we like. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 91 noontime. We'll be up around 99, as we said, 4 and 5 o'clock. I'm really hoping today we stay just below that 100-degree threshold. Not that it really matters, but, you know, why not? 95 at 8 p.m., 93 at 9 p.m. Here's a look across the state, and there's nothing going on. We've got a couple of showers maybe in the Texas Panhandle and a couple of showers out in the Gulf of Mexico. And as you look at water vapor, there is a nice little spin down here. We've been talking about that area of low pressure that was going to move through deep South Texas, just too far south for us to have any sort of impact from it. So it has really zero effect on our weather. And this will move through Mexico, bringing them some rain there, but just not here in Texas. We can't buy any rain at this point. Here's a look at the futurecast. Our high pressure continues to kind of wobble around here, but it recenters itself by early next week over parts of Texas and actually strengthens a little bit Wednesday and Thursday. Not what we wanted to see. And I think this actually will bring temperatures up quite a bit by the middle part of next week. I talked about yesterday, maybe this scoots away again and kind of opens the door for some rain chances. It's looking more and more like that may not happen, or if it does, it's going to hold off until a week from this weekend. And that's not even a for sure thing because it's just too far away. The models don't have a good grasp on it. We're just going to keep looking for anything we can to maybe give us some hope here. But in the short term, it's all heat. 100 Saturday, 101 Sunday, 102 Monday, and as we said, temperatures ramp up a little bit by the middle part of next week. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. A new paid holiday next year for the Alamo Colleges district will fall on March 31st, the birthday of the late Cesar Chavez.
The city of San Antonio did the same last year to honor the iconic leader of the United Farm Workers. Jesse DeGollado talks to one of the leaders behind Cesar Chavez Day.
These students enrolling for the fall at San Antonio College will be among the first come this spring to have a new holiday, honoring one of the founders of the United Farm Workers, the late Cesar Chavez. The chairman of the Cesar E. Chavez Legacy and Educational Foundation, Ernest Martinez, says the new holiday helps to further its mission.
No better way to do that than to have a holiday at an educational institution like Alamo Colleges district.
For Martinez, helping to lead the charge was personal. Chavez and his father, labor leader and civil rights advocate Jaime Martinez, were close friends.
Those I spoke to here at San Antonio College told me the unanimous vote by their board of trustees says a lot.
Giving the representation that's needed for the things that Cesar Chavez had fought for.
For Daniel Sustaita, a longtime employee, it's about more than getting a paid holiday.
For me, it's a recognition of Hispanic heritage, really. Honoring a man like Cesar Chavez with a holiday for us is a great accomplishment.
An iconic figure whose fight for farm workers is well known.
I'm sure it hit close to home.
Martinez says he saw that before they took the vote.
Just testimony after testimony after testimony of trustees with their personal connection.
They say the holiday starting next year, marking Cesar Chavez's birthday on March 31st, will serve to inspire and motivate.
This holiday is a catapult for things to come.
Not only does Martinez want to see every educational institution in San Antonio do the same.
It's time for other cities to start mobilizing and thinking about a national holiday for Cesar Chavez. A lot of work ahead, but as Cesar says, si se puede, right?
Time now is 9:26 and 82 degrees for now.
Still to come on GMSA, staying hydrated as the temperatures continue to soar into the triple digits. We'll talk about the amount of water you should be drinking, and it may not be what you think. Now to your money. While inflation is cooling, many Americans say they are not feeling anything different financially.
ABC's Morgan Norwood has some ways to get a better hold of your budget.
From sky-high inflation to the rising interest rates, the economy has taken a wrecking ball to the financial goals of millions of Americans.
As much as we don't like recessions, as much as we fear job loss, that's not something that we can have any effect over, but we can respond how our finances recover from them or how we handle our finances in the midst of those challenges.
And while there's a growing consensus that the U.S. will avoid a recession, many Americans worry that financial freedom still isn't attainable. But Sarah Foster with Bankrate says it is possible. You just have to start small.
Prioritize even putting just a couple hundred, or even it can be $50 a month back into an investment account or a retirement account. It's really all about starting where you can and meeting your finances where you are able to afford and working around that.
But before you invest, inspect your debt.
Really look at your debts as far as if you have credit card, high interest rate debt, that could be something that's really powerful to at least address first, because you could be saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars just by eliminating that balance.
And if you're lucky enough to have gotten a raise this year, resist the urge to splurge by upgrading your lifestyle.
A lot of times we can go overboard by spending the money kind of out front and automatically increasing our expenses. And then that kind of prevents you from even reaping the benefits of that raise.
Bottom line,
at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about the income you have coming in, but the choices that you make about how to manage that money.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Looking out there with a live cam, it's still nice at 83 degrees. We can handle that kind of temperature for now.
We sure can, Justin Horn.
We can for a few more minutes before these temperatures really start to ramp up. We had Saharan dust over us the last couple of days. We noticed some of the haze. This is a great example of the beautiful sunrises and sunsets you can get with the Saharan dust. It creates more colors in the atmosphere, and this was the case this morning. There at 1604 in Bulverde. Love the picture. Thank you so much for sending that in. And air quality today, still in the moderate category, so we're still doing just fine. It never moved up to that unhealthy level where the dust concentrations were so large that it caused some real health issues. So far, the air quality has been okay. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 87 at 11 o'clock, 91 noontime. We make it up to around 99 for a high today, mostly sunny. Unfortunately, no rain chance in our forecast. Maybe a shower or two down closer to the coast. And then this evening, we slip back into the mid-90s by 8 p.m.
Justin, checking traffic right now, 9:32. We've got the closures, of course, that you know about, and we're hoping that reopens later today. 10 westbound at Callahan. Stalled vehicles here and there, but no major problems around our city. Back to the news. 18-year-old Brandon Sanchez behind bars, accused of robbing another man in his car after both met up to sell a pair of Air Jordan sneakers. Arrest warrant showed that 24-year-old Jason Saldana was waiting in a restaurant parking lot on Marbach Road when police say Sanchez drove up and walked to Saldana's car. He and another unidentified man pretended to send Saldana money for the shoes, but he wasn't falling for it. They each pulled a gun on him and demanded his money and his car. Sanchez has been arrested.
A man is facing charges accused of robbing another man at gunpoint after meeting up through Facebook Marketplace. Now, police tell us that 24-year-old Jerome McCain robbed 24-year-old Julio Perez in the H-E-B parking lot on East Houston Street and North New Braunfels Avenue. Perez was selling a gold necklace, and they stopped inside an Easy Pawn store to check if it was real gold. After finding out it was real, an arrest affidavit states that McCain pulled out a gun and held it against Perez's head. McCain then demanded his keys, wallet, and phone. He then drove off in Perez's car. McCain was later identified in a police lineup and is now in custody.
Attacked by his own pets. This morning, a local 13-year-old fighting for his life after his dogs turned on him. The boy's injury is so severe that he had to be airlifted to University Hospital. Authorities are optimistic the boy will survive. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar tells us at least 6 adult pit bulls were removed from the house. The family owns all of them. At this point, it's unclear why the dogs attacked the boy. The sheriff says the deputy that responded to the call just so happened to be a fully trained paramedic. He believes that training is what gave the boy a fighting chance at life.
He had some specialized gear with him. He was able to administer aid, but he actually told us that the bites that he'd seen were probably some of the worst wounds that he's ever seen on a person.
Now, Salazar says it's too early to tell right now if the parents will face charges. As for the dogs, 2 are likely to be euthanized. The other 4 will be under a 10-day observation with Animal Care Services. Local high school students learning how to create opportunities for themselves in order to become successful entrepreneurs.
More than a dozen students were part of the High School Entrepreneurship and Innovation Academy at St. Mary's High School this week. They learned that you don't need money to be an entrepreneur, only a lot of good ideas and creative ways to make opportunities to see them through. St. Mary's University Associate Professor Sergio Palacio teaches the 1-week free workshop. He says success comes with failure and the willingness to find a new idea.
So it's all about opportunity recognition. It's about practicing your creativity. It's about problem solving. It's about problem seeking.
You just want a lot of ideas, and then once you have an idea and you find out who and how that might get distributed to a customer, who wants to buy that idea, then you start working into it and finding ways to turn that idea into a profitable business.
Now, high school students say the workshop was eye-opening, to say the least, and they've discovered there are a lot of opportunities for them in business. After speculation of the Spurs moving back downtown, officials with San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo say they aren't going anywhere. The CEO of the rodeo, Cody Davenport, released a statement saying, in part, quote, "Our home is the AT&T Center and the Freeman grounds," end quote. Spurs lease at the AT&T Center lasts through 2032. The team is having informal discussions with the city about moving to a new venue downtown somewhere. Davenport also says the rodeo remains committed to San Antonio's east side.
And time now is 9:36 and 83 degrees for now. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Keeping your body hydrated, it's important to do, especially with these hot temperatures. After the break, what you can do to stay hydrated other than drinking water.
Plus August already next week, so you may want to start your back to school shopping now. After the break, some of the deals on Amazon, Target, and Walmart they're already offering.
Major retailers are battling for your back-to-school business. More than half of consumers have already done their shopping, according to a National Retail Federation survey. But that still leaves many of you with a list to complete. Consulting firm Deloitte notes that school supply prices have jumped 24% in the past 2 years, so finding bargains will be key for many families. USA Today found these to get you started. Amazon is offering back-to-school discounts as high as 53%, and if you're a Prime member, you can earn additional savings. Buy select Mac products from Apple's Education Store and receive a gift card up to $150 until October 2nd. This is available to current and newly accepted college students, their parents, and teachers. Target has items like glue and crayons for as little as 25 cents, lunch boxes starting at $5, backpacks starting at $7, and much more. Walmart says it's keeping last year's prices and offers the 14 most popular items on the average school supply list for less than $13 total. And of course, Dollar General and Dollar Tree offer several classroom basics for $1 or $2. Many retailers are offering special promo codes to get extra savings along with free shipping and other incentives. So happy shopping.
This has been one hot summer. That means it's especially important to keep your body hydrated.
But does that mean you still need to chug 8 glasses of water every day? Well, 12 on your sides, Marilyn Ward says not necessarily.
Our relentless triple-digit heat is draining. It can quickly take a toll on our bodies, so it's critical to stay hydrated.
Dehydration can increase your risk of dangerous heat stroke, and chronic dehydration can accelerate the aging process.
So is following the old 8 glasses of water a day the way to go?
Keeping properly hydrated doesn't mean measuring and downing water all day long. Everybody is different, and everybody has different fluid needs.
Consumer Reports' Tricia Calvo says hydration doesn't mean just water. Seltzer, milk, fruit juice, even coffee and tea get fluids into the body. What about drinks and powders with claims they're ultra hydrating?
They often contain electrolytes, so they may be beneficial for athletes who sweat a lot. But they often also have sugar and artificial flavors. So for average exercisers, water is plenty.
And for every pound you lose during exercise, a good rule is to drink 16 to 24 ounces of fluid afterward.
There are other ways to get your fluid intake. Almost everything you eat has some water content. In fact, this peach has about 5 ounces of water in it.
Fruits and veggies are the best water replacers. Take watermelon. 1 small wedge has 7 ounces of water. 1 cup of cucumber has 4 ounces. Bottom line, though, it's important to pay attention to your body. Look for symptoms of fatigue, wooziness, headaches, and cramps. Heat exhaustion requires a cool down and rehydration. But if someone is suffering heat stroke, call 911. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Looking out there with Zoo Cam, looks like our flamingos will stay hydrated. Well, some of them there in the water. Most in the shade, though. Not too many enjoying the sun early this morning.
Not at all. But it's always a great day to go to the zoo.
Yeah.
And we are headed into the weekend, last weekend of July 2023.
Whoa. School starts here, in a couple weeks?
Yes. Already.
Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, it really is. Summer went by quick, although it's been rough making it through these hot temperatures. And we've been talking about the Saharan dust. Let's see where we are with that. It is starting to move out. The concentrations are still there today. You're still going to notice some haze, but it is the concentrations are starting to come down. And I think by tomorrow, it'll pretty much be gone. Maybe a little bit left over. Sunday for sure, it's out of here. We'll say goodbye to the Saharan dust. And we'll see when our next round comes in. So far, we're not seeing anything that shows we're going to get another round anytime soon. So let's go outside for you And right now we've got 81 degrees at the airport. Dew point is at 71. Southerly winds at 6 miles per hour. Heat index is at 85. That's your feels like number. Heat index is going to jump up here in the morning because it's still fairly humid. But by the afternoon, those dew points come down. And so with a high of 99, heat index is probably only going to be 99 or 100. Not as bad as it could be. Still hot for sure, but not as bad as we've seen at least earlier this summer. 101 in Divine today, 101 Pleasanton, 101 Kennedy, 97 for our friends out in Cuero. Mostly sunny skies. Hey, today is a CPS Energy Green Day. Haven't seen that in a while. I mean, it's just everyday conservation that we would normally do. And that's because the electrical grid won't be quite as taxed today. Temperatures the way they are. But we've been tracking the CPS Energy Days, and they're just good ways to reminders of ways we can conserve energy in these really, really hot summers. Here's a look at the tropical update. We've got a couple of places I want to point out. One here, Hurricane Center is watching, but really this is so close to land. There's no issue with development. Another one down here, same story. It's just about to move inland, so we're not going to worry about that one either. The one that the Hurricane Center is keeping tabs on is right here. And now it's upped the risk for development to 60%. The good news here, though, is that all indications are this is going to curve out into the Atlantic and not be a big issue at all and stay away from land. So it may get named, but it shouldn't have any real big impacts. If you're heading down to the beach, speaking of waters, Port Aransas, Rockport, Corpus Christi, 94 Saturday, 93 on Sunday. Good beach weather. It's just hot. Water temperature could go as high as 90 with southerly winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. We've been talking about the heat of the water. It's still there along the Texas coast. Also wanted to touch on very quickly the aquifer. Just checked in on the number today. We're at 628 even. That is a very, very low number. We're approaching levels that we haven't seen since about 2014. Here's the average, this yellow line here. So it's usually about 660. That's the average this time of year with the aquifer. We're way below that. And of course, the question that we often get is the aquifer going to run out of water? And the answer to that is no. There's plenty of water down there, but remember, we have to keep the springs flowing to protect the endangered species per the federal government. And so that the aquifer has to stay at a certain level, or at least we try to keep it at a good level. And so that's where we sit today, 628, a very, very low number and still falling because of our recent drought and current situation. 100 degrees tomorrow, 101 Sunday, 102 Monday, 102 Tuesday. And I should point out there could be a shower or two on the coast today. It does not make it to San Antonio, but down to Victoria, Goliad, can't rule it out. Next week, temperatures try to jump up some. 103 Wednesday, 103 on Thursday. Could be awful hot next week as our high kind of strengthens a bit, at least during the middle part of the week.
I like that you still have 99.
I stuck with it. I think there's a decent possibility that we get to 100 today, but I'm sticking with 99 just for the mental aspect of it. Just feels better.
Next week, we'll talk them into 98.
Yeah.
See what you can do.
I think so.
I can be lobbied.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to work on it.
I believe it's called manipulation, but okay. 948, 83 degrees.
And thieves are once again taking from the set of Beetlejuice 2 what police are saying about the latest theft.
All right, so we want to let you know about a scam warning from Animal Care Services. Someone posing as a member of ACS trying to get money from a woman. The agency says the woman had been looking for her pets. The person who pretended to be with the ACS called and said they had her pets, but they would return them only if she sent money through Venmo. They said the pets needed expensive vet care. That's when the woman got suspicious. So she called San Antonio's Animal Care Services.
This is indeed a scam, a pretty sick scam, something that, is just adding insult to injury for pet parents who are heartbroken.
In this case, the woman did not send money, but ACS wants to make sure you hear the story so this doesn't happen to anyone else.
Thieves have once again struck the set of Beetlejuice 2. According to the Vermont State Police, the Beetlejuice house on the set was deconstructed and 6 windows were stolen. Those windows were set to be donated to the Northeast Slopes ski area. This comes as police were already investigating stolen props from the film set, including a lamppost, pumpkin decorations, and a 150-pound art sculpture.
All right, listen up, folks. Starting Tuesday, Subway is running a promotion giving sandwich fans a chance to win free sandwiches for life. All you have to do is agree to change your first name to Subway. According to Bloomberg, once a winner is chosen, the company will pay the winner's legal fees to assume, quote, a new iconic identity. So what do you think there, Subway Serna?
I like it. I just don't want to go through the trouble.
Yeah, it's quite a big hassle for marketing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Subway Austin.
Let's talk about it next week.
All right, and in other food news, Jell-O packages are getting a new look. The redesign has a larger logo and is more colorful. Jell-O was initially developed in 1845 and started with a Victorian design scheme. Now, it's gone through many logo changes over the years, the most recent one just a decade ago.
Subway Serna. Think about it. I mean,
it's a ring to it.
Disney's The Haunted Mansion hits theaters, and Madonna is reportedly feeling better.
For the latest what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
No! Oh, come on. One of Disneyland's most popular rides hits the big screen this weekend. Haunted Mansion, now a movie. Jamie Lee Curtis plays Madame Leota in the film, a medium trapped in her crystal ball. And Curtis tells us growing up in Southern California and going to Disneyland dozens of times as a child, the Haunted Mansion was always her favorite ride.
The Haunted Mansion was the ride you ran to. You ran to it. You would run through that park to get in line for the Haunted Mansion right when the gates opened.
Haunted Mansion looking at a $30 million opening this weekend, but that won't be enough to take down Barbie or Oppenheimer. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. New streaming this weekend, the Beanie Baby craze of the 90s is dramatized in Apple TV Plus's The Beanie Bubble, starring Zach Galifianakis, Elizabeth Banks, and Sarah Snook. While on Netflix, John Cena teams up with Jackie Chan for the action comedy Hidden Strike. Madonna feeling better while celebrating a big anniversary. Her debut album was released 40 years ago Thursday. And to mark the occasion, she posted a video on Instagram of her dancing to her song Lucky Star, writing that to be able to move her body and dance just a little bit makes her feel like the luckiest star in the world. The singer was hospitalized a month ago for a serious bacterial infection. And Glorilla with a birthday today, the Tomorrow rapper turning 24. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Quick check of the roads. Trans guide looking over there at I-10 and Callahan West. This is where we've had problems for, you know, a good
days.
Yeah, almost all week. Yeah,
almost all week. And I'm hearing that it's possible they may have these repairs done sooner than later now, so we hope so. We also checked with TxDOT, and we've got stalled vehicles kind of all over the place, so just be aware of that. Otherwise, it's construction in the normal spots at about 5 till 10.
And if Stephen were here, he would remind you that 1604 north or eastbound or westbound there on the north side closed this weekend.
All weekend, starting tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, so just avoid that if you can.
Good reminder.
99 today. The Saharan dust starts to dissipate. 100 Saturday, 101 Sunday. Probably a little hotter next week, unfortunately. It looks like our heat high is going to expand a little bit. And I've been holding out hope maybe a week from this weekend, perhaps things change a little bit, but it's too early to tell.
That would be wonderful.
That would be great, but I don't know that that's for sure thing yet. So.
All right. Well, at least less humidity this afternoon.
There is that. It's more of a dry heat, and it is the weekend, so
yes,
celebrate.
That's good, too.
Well, you guys have a great weekend.
You too.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all, too. We'll see you Monday.
Thanks for watching.